You tell me I'm a superstar, I'll take it. You'll tell me that you're the biggest star. You would be the biggest star of this industry. I'll say probably yes. And if you tell me that I don't think that you're a star, I'm with you. So I don't care.
Hi everyone, I hope you are being indebted to the Almighty for having shelter and food in this merciless condition. As the definition of success might vary from individual to individual, by keeping in mind we're all some kind of immediate failures in the short run. And after the recent demise of Sushant Singh Rajput, we should stop glorifying suicide and self-destructive actions and instead start talking about mental health issues openly. Also, let's see what are the causes in which one can think of ending their life and make his soul rest in peace. Well, according to the World Health Organization, 7.5% of India's 135 crore population suffers from mental health issues, major or minor. That's over 10 crore people. To put that into perspective, only 13 of 195 countries in the world have a population over 10 crores. Studies shows that by 2020, 20% of India's population will suffer from some of the mental concern. We also have the highest rate of suicide in the world between the ages of 15 to 29. Shockingly, every 3 seconds, someone attempts suicide in India. So definitely India needs to make first aid for mental health non-negotiable. Let's evaluate how misuse of social media can trigger suicidal thoughts or influence your mental peace to break down. And let's observe the difference in all genders. Social media as a tool of expression. As social media isn't largely governed with strong cyber laws and punishment, it becomes quite easy to virtually bully or defame someone without getting caught. Let's observe the difference in problems faced by all genders. And let's talk about the safety net. How social media turned against women under the banner of free speech. Companies like Facebook, Twitter and YouTube have been host to rape videos and revenge porn, which make female users feel anything but free. According to a survey by Feminism, in fact 50% of the women residing in the prime Indian cities are a victim of online abuse, which can vary from slut shaming, body shaming and even called a prostitute by a random group of misogynists for just sharing her opinions. While policing misogyny is fabulous in theory, in practice it's a bitch. Sadly, each day yet another innocent female is subjected to online sufferings and cyberbullying in India. And after being settled with the sexist comment, even some of the minor girls' DMs are bombarded with nudes and explicit content from strangers of different age. Irrespective of all the gender stereotypes, let's see the daily struggles of men on social media. Well, in 2014, Delhi Commission of Women put out reports stating 53.2% of rape cases filed between April 2013 to July 2014 were false. Nowadays, some men are a victim of false rape accusation over social media and are vigorously defamed without filing a legal complaint. We all forget that someone is innocent until proven guilty by law. Amit Deshpande, president of decade-old Vasta Foundation, has highlighted the need to focus on the number of the boy dropouts in the school in India, which is higher than the number of the girl dropouts, or male suicide, which is twice than that of women in India. So we can conclude that we should encourage taking legal action for the genuine victims instead of moral policing or commenting our views or protesting against someone who is just socially exposed as accused. And if we ever feel like that 14-year-old boy from boys' locker room in Gurugram who committed suicide after being accused by a girl of molestation on social media and was stuck in between all the hate and death threats without even committing any single crime. So do read the articles in description to prevent yourself from getting falsely accused. On 6 September 2018, the Supreme Court issued its verdict. The court ruled that Section 377 is unconstitutional as it infringed on the fundamental rights of the autonomy, intimacy and identity, thus legalizing homosexuality in India. Despite this constitutional interpretation, no explicit law has been enacted to ban the discrimination on the basis of both sexual orientation and the gender identity. Indeed, India does not possess comprehensive and anti-discrimination laws for discrimination and harassment in private employment. Except for sexual harassment, it's 21st century and still in rural India, it's considered a disease to be gay. And no one freely talks about the lives of the LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. And society tries to plant guilt in new ideas through inception and constantly fails to normalize them by including the topic in regular conversation. If this piece of information makes you feel impure, then you are no less than an inhuman creature, as you don't consider the daily unwanted struggles and trolls, memes, social media attacks which are faced by the whole LGBTQ community. After Islamophobia, homophobia is where youths are aspiring. So in order to lead and guide the population, each one should make sincere efforts and make a reform in small radius of their household just by reshaping ignorant people thinking in the right direction, by making the life of LGBTQ smooth and normalizing them in a society like other humans. and also considering their contribution in uplifting society's prestige. Recently, actor Anupam Kher calls out the toxicity and abuse on social media and questioned, is abuse cool? Which concludes that how are we normalizing abuse and making people celebrity who can creatively use cuss words? Even people are using gay or trans as slang or an expression of disrespect towards someone who isn't fulfilling the alpha male requirements in their point of view, or even using caste as a gali like chamar. And in India, even our galis are biased against women. Like if anything happens, only the feminine gets raped. And unknowingly youths are cussing and glorifying verbal abuse, which are potential rape threats, and no matter what the crime is, a criminal's family also doesn't deserve abuse for bad upbringing. Do not take anyone's dignity to be a human, or as you may be charged with section 499 of IPC, defamation. Nowadays, new racial slurs are encouraging racism on social media. Before witnessing the homicide of George Floyd and all the Black Lives Matters hashtags went trending, we need to understand that all lives matter, and not only black people face discrimination and casual racism, which refers to the conduct involving negative stereotypes or prejudice about the people on the basis of race, color or ethnicity, but we need to point out that Mongolian-faced Asians also face regular struggles due to their oriental structure. Instead of condemning this incorrigible injustice, people started seeing them as a carrier of coronavirus and teasing them by coming to a dumb conclusion that it first originated and started spreading from China, where the lookalikes can be seen. Unlike in other forms of racism, casual racism can marginalize, denigrate, humiliate those who experience it. Harm can occur even if the conduct isn't motivated by hate or malice, and it sends a message that they aren't welcome. It reinforces social barriers and attacks the dignity of the victim. As an equal member of society, it can undermine civility and social cohesion, and everyone should contribute to this change through speaking up against racism when they encounter it. So you better be a successful failure than being suicidal. And here's how social media can trigger your suicidal thoughts based on all the genders. Stay tuned for the next part of the video about toxic teen relationship and your subconscious mind. Till then, bye. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.